All right, you guys, I'm back. I'm back. Welcome back. We are here with Phases After Dark. We are going to talk about it here. I'm kind of excited about, just kind of talking about a little bit of everything. As I said before, if you will kindly hit the like on the way in. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to this channel as we bring you content that you will enjoy. We're excited about having Harlem with us every evening as we go when we go live. If you guys get information that you think is privy to what we're talking about or that we need to know about, you can send it to us, send it to me or Harlem. We'll have it. Happy Saturday. I almost got my days mixed up. Happy Saturday. Hit the like as we get ready to jump in, dive into this live. Hello, 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 everyone. When you come in, say hello to me so I know you're here. And again, hit the like button. I am going to be dropping the link. So Harlem, you can get in when you get here. Hey, hey, hey. I'm gonna turn my camera off for just a second. I gotta grab something.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Harlem.
Hey, how you
Hey,
doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good, good, good. I'm gonna try to see if I'm gonna be able to pull the document in. Um, yeah. See if it works. Ha ha ha. It worked.
Oh, you got it.
I got it. I got it. So you get I maybe need to go live a little earlier than I've been going. I've been going kind of late. But anyway, I'm just thankful for you, Harlem, for being here. Anybody that comes in is cool. But I want to talk about it. I want to talk about Fonzworth. I want to talk about a couple of other things. Thank you for what you do as always. And I'm trying to see how I can make that bigger. Ha. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Um I was supposed to be able to ooh, what did I do? All right. So anyway, we're gonna start off with Fonzworth. If you guys don't know who Fonzworth is, he was part of Outkast, and how he got connected with Diddy is P. Diddy was he had just gotten acquitted from a pow pow charge, and he was doing some rebranding, and so he brought Fonzworth on as his valet and his assistant, and so that's how they got connected. And so as of May the 20th, 2025, there has been a they have been sued, and when I say they, I'm talking about P. Diddy, Sean John, Sean John Combs, um, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Puffy, um, is that A Diddy? A something. Derek Watkins, aka Fonzworth Bentley. So the lawsuit was filed last past when was that, on a Tuesday? It
Yeah, I
was
think like Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe.
it was Tuesday that it was filed. I was trying to make it bigger so I could see. I had it on when I had it up before. Oh, hold on. Get that out the way. It's not letting me make it. It's not making me let me make it bigger, but I'm gonna see if I can just read it on my phone. So anyway, we got a couple of pages of the lawsuit. So just let me kind of give you guys a briefing of what happened. So they were at Lenox Mall, and there was this man named Mr. Pittman, and he had Fonzworth allegedly or whoever approached Mr. Pittman, and he asked, what females were available for Mr. Diddy for a party. He told him that he could come to the party, act like he's part of the family, but bring some girls. Well, the girls that he brought was like, we were like 13, 14 years old. So he brought the girls to the mall because there was like supposed to be this fashion interview for a fashion show, is what they thought. So they did kind of the interview or whatever, and then unbeknownst to them, they are transported to a hotel. And at this hotel, allegedly, this 13 and 14-year-old, they were coerced into taking X and other rugs and other adult drinks. And they were there. It was then that they were trafficked and essayed. And so, but all of them were giving those rugs and the drinks. They were physically harmed, and they have trauma still to this day. So this is what this lawsuit is about. And I'm going to pull it up just so I can see it better. And it says, comes now, as I told you guys, of everybody, Randy. Wait, whoa. Yeah, Mr. Pittman is the one that filed this lawsuit. Okay. Anyway, comes now your plaintiff, Randy Dwayne Pittman. See, I don't have it all. It's cutting it off.
Yeah, it continues on the second page. I think it is. Let me look
Yeah,
at
I'm
it
talking
again.
about on the edges where on my phone it didn't come all the way through, but I'm going to see how good I can do.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. So
okay.
comes now your plaintiff, Randy Dwayne Pittman, hereafter referred to as Mr. Pittman, proceeding pro se, brings this complaint against Sean John Combs, professionally known as Diddy, and Derek Watkins, professionally known as Fonzworth Bentley, and represents unto the honorable court as follows to wit. Introduction. This is a civil action for damages arising from the violent RSA rugging and battery of Mr. Pittman and two minor females. So even when Mr. Pittman came, so him and the two girls were coerced allegedly into taking these drugs and the drinks. The assaults of Pittman and two minor females on or about May 23rd, 2023 at a hotel in Atlanta, Georgia. The assault was perpetrated by defendants Sean Combs and Derek Watkins following a Sean John promotional fashion show held at Lenox Mall. We're going to get the other one pulled up here. Let's get the other one. All right. How do I get, what did I do? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm learning. Okay. How can I? That's the same one, Harlem.
Yeah, it should be a second
I got a
thing.
second one. Let me remove that one. And let me go here. And then it's going to be this one. All right. So the second one reads, you guys follow me. I'm sorry about this. I'm gonna get really good at this. The other one reads, okay, factual background. Um, on March on May 23rd, 2023, Mr. Pittman was performing his duties as a talent scout for Options Talent. Lenox Square Mall in Atlanta, Georgia, where a Sean John fashion show was being held. Plaintiff did not work for Sean John, nor was he affiliated with the fashion show. His presence at the event was solely in his capacity as a talent scout for Options Talent. During the event, plaintiff was approached by defendant Derek Watkins, who inquired about his occupation and asked whether he knew any women who would be interested in attending an after party hosted by Sean John Combs. Watkins offered plaintiff entry to the party on the condition that he brings female guests along. Plaintiff agreed to attempt to bring guests to the event. Following the fashion show, plaintiff was introduced to Sean John Combs, who provided him with event credentials and instructed plaintiff to act as if he were part of the Sean John team, including taking photographs of Combs during the event. Combs and Watkins later directed plaintiff to bring two young females who were present at the event to a post-event interview at Rich's department store and then to a hotel party. Plaintiff and the two females aged 13 and 14 were transported to a hotel by members of Combs's entourage where a party was held and where the assaults occurred. While at the hotel, Combs and Watkins provided plaintiff and the two minor females with alcohol and pills, described as X, and coerced them into non-consensual sexual acts through intoxication, manipulation, and threats of violence. Plaintiff alleges that he and his two minor females were subjected to SA, battery, and other unlawful acts by Combs and Watkins during the duration of the party. As a direct and proximate result of defendants' actions, plaintiff suffered physical injuries, severe emotional distress, psychological trauma, and lasting harm. And that's about all that we have. Harlem did try to get the other two, but gosh, that's interesting. Let's talk about it, Harlem. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's Diddy and Fonzworth Bentley. And then these are underage. It was Atlanta, right?
It was in Atlanta. Yep.
Yeah, that's just crazy because I know around that time they were doing the Sean John and promoting and whatever. So, it's quite possible that it did happen. But
Yep.
like we don't have the other pages, so we don't have like enough of the details. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just I wonder is like Farnsworth now gonna surface?
Yeah. So, it had been said that, Fonzworth went on with his life, living his life with his family, and just kind of went under the radar, was off the Richter. And now this has come up just as recent as early as this week. And my thing is, this crazy part about it is these girls are 13 and 14 years old. My question with Mr. Pittman is, why would you bring them knowing that they were 13 and 14 years old to go to a party at a hotel? Like,
Right.
only thing I can think of is that maybe it wasn't described as such party, which of course not, they're not going to tell you drugs or whatever, but maybe because they thought they were going to a fashion show interview, that was part of it. They were going to celebrate, being a part of that fashion show, part of, being interviewed or whatever. But I can't think of no other reason why he would take a 13 and 14-year-old to a P. Diddy hotel room party anyway. So that is going to be questioned. But as you stated, we just have the first two pages. We don't have everything to really dig into what we can, to really be able to give our opinions at this moment. But we will, come up with the rest of them. But that was interesting to see that, just as recent as May 20th. So it's going to be interesting to see if Fonzworth comes out and he responds to it, if he just remains silent and go through the process. Like, I'm just, we'll continue to follow this to see, what happens.
But then, I think about it too. I wonder if it actually happened or if it's actually a way for somebody to get him to come out.
Um, and that's true. That's true. I mean, there's a lot of questions that I have with this right now. Um, it sounds typical for when you put that and Diddy's name to something, right?
Right.
Allegedly, with hearing everything that we've been hearing lately and what we've been knowing for years or hearing for years, about this man. So, I mean, it sounds like, maybe this is something that did happen. I, I just don't know. I just don't know. But
Yeah,
again,
it's just, it's like it's so much false information that's surfacing out there in the internet. You got to be careful of what you listen to and what have you, because, they were saying that the mother was sick in the hospital. She's not sick in the hospital. And then, the guy that does the tweets, there was a tweet that was done and his wording was changed or what have you. And he had to come back and say that those tweets weren't his tweets.
man, that AI thing is a booger. Like, it can convince you that it's real, real. And so you're right. You got to be careful because all information out there is not information. There was also, I heard where they said that Diddy's daughters left out and was so distraught, and that wasn't true either. Um,
Right.
so there's a lot of things that with what's going on with Diddy that are going to, you have to be really careful about the information that you're consuming and that we're repeating. So thank you for bringing that. But like I said, we'll continue to follow this to see how it unfolds and see what really happens. I see a few people talking about it, so we'll see. I also wanted to talk really quick about Kid Cudi's testimony. It's unfortunate, but he was, as soon as he was done testifying, man, rumors, I mean, things about him started flying like crazy. But he did come out and he thanked everybody for their support. But yet, on the other hand, people are calling him a snitch, that he ratted on Diddy, and Kanye West even came out and was like, well, he didn't call him a snitch or anything, but he was just like, I just wish he would not have testified, because we don't want to be part of the white system. Which, coming from Kanye, we can kind of put two and two together and understand what he's saying. But what do you think about that? Like, did
I, I don't think he was a snitch. Like, how was he a snitch? He just came and he testified as to his experience.
yeah, he came and he testified as to what he's already said. Like, he
Right.
already said this has happened. He already said that P. Diddy did it. He already said that he was dating Cassie for a short time. He already said P. Diddy was in his house. And he already said that P. Diddy was in his home, you know. And so, but you know how people are, just like we was talking last night. Like, people will have their own opinion, and you just have to know who you are and stand in that. It didn't seem to bother Kid Cudi much that I think it was Young Thug that came out and called him a snitch or whatever for testifying. But all he did, like you said, came on the stand, told his truth, what he believed, what he experienced, and that was it. That was it. So I wanted to just kind of briefly talk about that, touch on that.
Yeah.
Um, Gina, Gina. So she was supposed to be the third witness, right? The number
Right.
three. And she was one that at first was going to go under a pseudonym, but she was going to testify for the prosecution. And then she came back and said, "Oh no, I don't want to come under a pseudonym. I'm going to come under my real name, Gina Hahn." When it comes down to it, there's no Gina Han. Gina Han disappears. Well, lately, what we're hearing allegedly is that her legal team is in talks with Diddy's legal team about working out a settlement. And, the streets are talking and they're saying that's all, she wants is to get a little money, but they're saying that Diddy and his team of people, whoever they might be, have gotten to Gina and saying, listen, we'll negotiate on a settlement if you just don't go testify for the prosecution. But then that raises the question of how is it that you committed to the prosecution that you were going to testify and then you back out? Like I thought that they could subpoena you, like once you're subpoenaed to testify, you can't back out. But it looks like she was able to do that.
Yeah, because if it is so that she's in negotiations for a settlement with his people, isn't that witness tampering?
Isn't it? After you said that, after you had committed to testifying um for the prosecution, and now, so my understanding about what's legal is that your attorney, the defense, like on Diddy's side, his attorney can have a conversation with the witness to see, and this may be wrong, to see if they want to move forward with testifying or not. Now we'll have to double check that, but I was under the impression that the lawyer could make contact with the witness, but no one else could talk to the witness. So, but you can't say, we'll pay you this to not testify. It had to be a conversation that said, are you sure you want to do this? What are you planning on saying or whatever, but you can't talk them into paying them off to not speak. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a lot with Gina right now. Whenever she was on Tasha K, I watched that interview and I feel like she came and she said a lot. She said a lot, but I feel like also that she was bouncing around the questions. Somebody's at my door. I'm gonna answer it real quick.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, so where were we? Oh, on the Tasha K interview. I don't know. I felt like she just kind of she told a lot. Granted, she told a lot, and like I feel like she came out and she really painted a picture for us what she had went through. But I feel like there's still more that we could have heard from her, and she was like, I don't know. That's just me. I feel like she didn't really just give us what we needed. It was a good interview, though. It was a good interview. But anyway, at this moment, Gina is Lord knows where, doing Lord knows what is going to happen. But it is alleged that she is in talks of a settlement and is not going to testify. What do you think about Roger Bond? Do you think he'll be one of the witnesses with these? We got 6 weeks left. Do you think that
Yes.
you do believe he's going to come on as a witness?
Yes, because his name has been put in a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. And I think that
Hmm.
we talked, because they was like, well, he's already been out here talking about it, so maybe he won't. But I think that this would be like a slam dunk witness for them, for the prosecution. I don't think he would come and testify for the defense. But yet, I don't know.
No, and I should have sent it to you because he put up a video today talking about loyalty.
Oh, did
And
he?
Yeah, he was talking about being loyal to people and thinking that, y'all are cool and family and what have you, but when you get in a situation, that person is nowhere around when you need them.
Yep, and he talked about that with his
And
son.
that's what he talked about with Diddy about his son.
Yeah, that
So
he
I
didn't
believe
know.
that he's going to end up testifying.
But you go. All right, be careful. I will have to cash. I'm sorry, y'all. My daughter. I'll cash out for you. All right, man. I'm getting interrupted tonight. Uh, gosh. But yeah, I think so. I think that that's I think I want to see that because I think and he said that like when he needed him desperately for his son, and Diddy could have helped him. He was loyal. He,
Yeah,
he was there for Sean. He was there for him. And then when he just wasn't there for him. And that's what makes me believe. And now that you said he came out with a video, that's what makes me believe that he would not come out and testify for the defense, that it would be for the prosecution.
the
But
prosecution, yeah.
yeah, but I do believe that see, the right questions have to be asked to get the right answers. So they need to make sure they're asking the right questions to get what they need out of this to, continue to connect the dots and put the pieces together. Um,
Right.
'Cause that could be a really good witness, and they just can't flop. They got to come out asking the right questions. Who else do you think is on this witness list that we don't that we hope would be on the witness list that haven't been talked about or mentioned?
See, he Puff has crossed paths with so many people. So many people have been around him. It's just like really hard for me to even say. Like the assistants, yeah, those that were around that may have been involved in things and what have you, but he has so many, I couldn't even say all of them.
Yeah,
you know, celebrities, I don't know because, like Cassie talked about, what was she at some event, or was it Dawn that talked about that Cassie was at the event and he punched her or something, and Usher was there and Neo.
well, I was going to talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up because that was Dawn that said that.
Right.
And but they were saying that Dawn was so inconsistent that whenever she did get on the stand to say that, she's the one that brought Usher up in the trial and Neo. And but then when they asked her, did you see him? Like she's like, I don't remember. Like she was very inconsistent
She
with,
was.
with her testimony. And so just a second. And so I'm not sure if you listened to Aubrey Day's interview. She
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, she flew out to New York and she was talking about, Dawn and how Dawn, before she went to what was that what was the name of the group?
Diddy Dirty Money.
Yeah, Dirty Money. Before she had
Hmm.
with Dirty Money and she was with the group with them, like she was this soft-spoken person. She seemed to be really loyal to them. And she said when she came back, like she was off the chart. She was calling them bees, she was calling their mamas bees, and she was flipping out. She said, and then she started being so inconsistent. And so just like her testimony now is inconsistent. And Aubrey Day was like, just like she threw Usher out there and she threw Neo out there, she's like, yeah, I saw those people too. She said, but you got to understand that when you're on the stand testifying, you better know what you're talking about because you're putting people's careers in jeopardy, saying that they saw something that they possibly didn't see. And then people are thinking, oh, they saw this abuse and didn't do anything, so you can't get up there saying, telling them, yeah, I saw that they saw it. And then when we ask you about it, it's like, I don't remember, And so like Aubrey Day had a lot to say about Dawn and how she did, and she had like Dawn had just switched, she just switched she flipped the script, and
Right.
she was like, they were supposed, the loyalty, you talked about loyalty, they were supposed to come back together, bring the group back together. They had all these plans, and only to find out that Dawn was making her own music, her own videos, and just, Dawn ended up hitting Aubrey Day in the back of the head, because she was like, she ain't the one, and Aubrey Day said, well, respectfully, I ain't the one either, and then they got into it. Like, it was a big mess. But Dawn was just, I don't even know how effective her testimony was, to bring those celebrities out. That's why people are not speaking on celebrities. If I feel like, if they're not totally 1000% sure, then you can't go throwing their names out there. And
Right.
that's kind of what Dawn did with Usher and Neo, like pulling them, dragging them in this mess, and then when you in the hot seat, you can't back up what you said. So,
Right.
yeah. Anyway, what else did I have?
Well, who else do you see on the witness list coming up?
Well, so I don't know. I just know that for sure I want to see KK on the stand. I for sure well, I would like to see Roger Bond to testify. There's going to be a lot more employees that will get on the stand. um, I don't know. And then, like, for Diddy, like, I'm trying to sit and think, who are they going to be able to call
For the
for the,
defense?
yes, like, who are they calling?
I have no idea.
I'm just can't even imagine. But for the prosecution, yeah, I definitely would like to hear from KK, because that would be a big one, and Roger Bond would be a big one, and then other staff, would be,
Yeah.
if they come out and really tell what they saw. Like, don't hold back on us. Like, really tell what happened. Um, but like you said, I mean, I don't know. But what I am hearing is that there are going to be some surprise witnesses that we're gonna, like, it's gonna shock us. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, because I think Kalina, the other girl that was in the Dirty Money group, I
Yes.
think she's going to be a prosecution
Oh,
witness, and I want to see how that's going to go.
yes. And I want Capricorn Clark.
Oh yeah, Capricorn, I think is going to testify too.
I need to hear from her, just to corroborate what people are saying, that she was there and actually saw with her own two eyes them, Diddy particularly, walk in this man's house. I need to hear that from her. So I want her to, I would like to for her to be one. Um who else?
Yeah,
I think one witness for the defense is possibly going to be Stevie J.
he might be the only one.
Saying, you okay? Like, if there's going to be anybody, Stevie J will probably be on the stand. I don't know. They were talking about, like, there was a producer in the house that they arrested. It was Stevie J, because he talked about it afterwards when they raided his house in LA.
Yeah.
It was Stevie J. So anyway, that's that on that. I don't know. We'll just continue. Like, all day Tuesday, I'm gonna be in the morning all day. I'm gonna be covering Tuesday, like real time, trying to at least all day Tuesday. When they come back, um,
Okay.
yeah, as best I can. I'm gonna try to keep up with them and see if I can do it. So all day Tuesday, we'll be here, live with the live tweets as best we can. I was surprised to see SZA brought Bieber out on the stage with him.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that surprised me too.
hold on, hold on again. What is it? Okay, get back up there. Here I come. I don't have a clue what she said. Give me 1 second again.
It's okay.
Sorry, Harlan. Tonight I'm been busy with this family over here. I got my baby
It's
great niece over here, and she being really good. So that was the first time she interrupted me.
okay. It's okay. It's understandable.
Yeah, my baby though. All right, so where was we? Oh, talking about Scissors and Justin Bieber. But when
Right.
I looked at it, like he's I was glad for him. He's just catching so much in his life, and so I was excited to see that she brought him out, and it's like he was holding on to her hand extra long, and she was like, okay, let me go. But it was really good. I was glad to see her bring out Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
Um,
just to see him perform because they talk about he's looking so bad and things
mhm.
aren't good for him, and I mean he looked fine to me.
He did. He did. He looked fine, and he sounded, from what as much as I could hear, he sounded good too.
Right.
Yeah. So kudos to SZA for doing that for him. I was excited for that. Um. Anyway, I think that was all. I did. You have anything else?
No, I didn't have anything else. Did you listen to the other Aubrey
And
episode
Q.
with Q?
Yes, I did. I listened to Q as well. Um.
Okay.
Yep. And that's what we were supposed to talk about tonight, but then I got that lawsuit. So. But yeah, I did a But I did listen to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh my god!
Can you
Can you
hear
hear
me?
me? Now I can. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no. Yeah. So she must have my AirPods back there, and I turned the Bluetooth off though. I think that's what happened. Um.
Okay.
So tell me what you think about Q really quick.
I just think that it was a sad situation. I mean, we all at that time knew that something was going on with him, but we never knew what exactly was going on.
Yeah, I think it was interesting to hear. Um, Gave a lot of detail. Um, but I'm looking at my notes, y'all, because I have it right here. Yeah. So people are saying though that it wasn't brand new to him to get the ex, right? To for her to come in and say, hey, Diddy said give you this, that he had been doing it. And probably so. But he was just like Diddy was just like way too nice, way too calm. And to invite us to his house and I wake up in his twin's bed and with just my shorts on. So like I wonder what happened in between the time that he took the two X to the time he woke up. Where was Don? You know, what happened?
Right.
Like I don't feel like we got enough in between there, right? But he could only tell us what he could tell us, what he remembered. But he was saying he was like jump in the black trucks. They was speeding like it's like we gotta hurry and get to the Hamptons. You know, we get to the Hamptons and we walk in. Don comes in, is like, take, these are from you, these are from Diddy. Here, take them. So he said the reason he took, because I'm like, well, why would you take them? But he was like, I trusted Don, I trusted her. And so I took him. And next thing you know, he's waking up down in the basement in the twins' bedroom. And he feels like they were coming for him.
Yeah, he said that like you said, it wasn't that it was new to him to take it. He said that him and Dawn had did it before,
Right.
but for it to have come from Puff was the thing. Like
Mhm. Okay,
I mean, you trusted her, but did you
right.
trust him?
That's the thing because she said specifically, these are from Pop, you know.
Right.
And I'm like, that would make me like, why does he want me to take, like, between you and I, maybe we take them, but why is he sending me these? So he felt like he was being a sacrifice for some
Yeah.
reason or another. It's crazy. Just imagine, just think about all the people that haven't said anything, right? All the things that have happened that and they haven't known, that they haven't come out and said anything, because he has come in contact over 30 years, and
Right.
everybody that has come out don't have really nothing good to say about their experience. So I can only imagine who else. Did you see did you see the video where he had taken his daughter Chance, to an event, and they were like, look how he's looking at her up and down, and Chance is acting like she's being timid around her dad, and like he had been. I was like, people will say anything.
Oh,
Like,
I didn't see
at,
that.
at the end of the day, what I do think, or I do believe, that he loves his children, all of them. And I don't think that he would harm his children. Now, as far as having them around things, and that kind of harm, letting them see things they probably shouldn't see. Okay, but to physically harm or do so, I don't believe he would do that. That's
Right.
I think he's crazy about his kids, and they love him. But let Tisa tell. She's saying she got some information, allegedly, that in front of the cameras the family's good, but behind the scenes there's seems to be some breakdown now. There seems to be some havoc on the backside of things with the family. I didn't really listen long enough to see if she gave detail, but she said, if what her sources are telling her, there's problems on the backside. You know that if he is convicted, and we said this already, the feds, they freeze your assets. And so if he's found guilty, they could sell that stuff and disperse it across the witnesses, meaning Cassie could get more money, possibly. And like, I think he's in protect mode now because he could lose it all. And I don't know if there is even a fight, or even, some misunderstandings. I don't know if it's about the money, like about where we gonna go, what we gonna do, because they got to be having those conversations, like the what ifs. What if this has happened? Let's talk about the worst case scenario. Let's talk. They got to have a plan.
I
And
believe it. I believe that it may be some tension amongst them, because even a family that their parent wasn't a billionaire, millionaire, a
mhm,
family, just a regular family,
mhm.
they lose like a key person, like
Yes.
it causes a rift amongst the family. So
And
it's
that,
believable.
yeah, and rightfully so, because they're stressed out. Like, we didn't have to worry about nothing. And now we're sitting having to have these conversations. That is our reality now. This is our reality now.
Yeah.
And not the not knowing. And you have to look at the reality of it, that it could very well be it. Just you imagine how many people he take care of,
Right.
how many people wake up and depend on him, and then that's gone. And for the twins, them, they don't have their mama or their daddy right now. It's just
Right.
jacked. It's jacked up. I feel bad for them. It's just jacked up.
Right. Because, they're coming to the court dates. He has the private jet.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's how they get back and forth and what have you. Then the
Hmm.
expenses of their transportation to get them to court, to get them back home,
to feed.
and to make sure that they have whatever they need. Yeah, you know, they right now it's like, what's going to happen?
What, at any moment, what could happen? Listen, this man has property he has to take care of. He has yard people to take care of the yard, to take care of the maintenance, to take care of the
Right.
utilities, to take care of the upkeep, to take care of the drivers, to take care of his kids, to take care of their needs, to fill the house up with food, to take care of his mama, to pay for his mom. Girl, that would drive me. It wouldn't drive me crazy if I had it, but now it's like, what are we gonna do? So,
Right.
and not only them, I mean, I know he's stressing too. What's going to happen to my kids and my mama? You should have been thinking about that the whole time you was destroying people, because the people that you allegedly destroying, they had a mama, they had family, they cared about them, and it's just messed.
Yeah. And that's why I feel Cassie, whatever money she got, she need to take her family and leave the United States.
Do you really,
because
Harlow?
because what happens if he gets off?
That's true.
What
That's
happens if
true.
he gets off? All of these
And
people that have testified against him.
the things that he's capable of, allegedly, like that's a
Yeah.
scary thing. Yeah. And if he want to find them, he can find them. They can be found.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, like, she could get ahead of the game.
she could get ahead of the game.
Hmm.
I feel like she don't feel like, I don't know what she thinking. I don't know. I just think that I would have to have a plan, because like Alex should really be concerned if he gets off. Like, I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot, but like when you make your bed, you gotta lay in it. And
Right.
it's unfortunate that there's a lot of people that depend on you to take care of them. And it's no longer. I don't even know how Diddy would come out and still, he ain't. That's over. He can't come out and be Puff Daddy. He can't come out and be P Diddy. That
No.
empire, that empire is gone. He's going to have to start from bricks and more, from the ground up again, if he could make it happen. And people believe in him. There's people that believe in him that he could do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the defense is just waiting for any little thing to happen where they can call it a mistrial,
Yes.
because at every chance they get, they are screaming mistrial, mistrial.
Right.
Yep. Like, because I feel like that would be easier for them to get a mistrial in the midst of, going through this, because they know what that evidence is showing. They know. And they know this is an uphill battle for them.
And even so, if the feds freeze his assets, take his money, whatever they do, what happens to his defense?
Yeah.
Because he can't pay them. What happens to
Yeah.
all of
Then
that?
what? Yeah. He's giving them, I'm sure, like they're getting something
Yeah.
right now to even come on. But
Yeah,
what
because
happened?
they not cheap lawyers.
Right. And the money is dwindling. It's dwindling. You got, yeah. Oh no. Bless his little heart. I just feel sorry for kids that didn't ask to be in a predicament, right? Um,
Right.
and they are not, man, they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. They are not ready for the streets in the world in that aspect. Because if you think about it, when the money start going away, you start losing your publicists, you start losing the people that's protecting your kids, you start losing like everything, because people want to get paid. They want their money, they want their coins. I do this because I get paid for it. And if I can no longer get paid, they gonna start dropping off.
Exactly.
And they're definitely flying from LA to New York a couple of times a week.
Yes.
They're definitely taking trips and spending the money.
Yes.
He's hiring people every month. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, like I said, well, it remains to be seen.
Yeah, I don't know what's
I
gonna
wish,
happen with this.
yeah, I wish, and I know this is not gonna happen, but I wish like Mary J. Blige would just talk about her experience, whether it was good or bad, right? I want her to say something. She's not gonna do it. I want I want Faith and little Kim just to say what they know. What do y'all know? They're not gonna say nothing. They don't want no parts of it.
They're not gonna say nothing. If they not subpoenaed, they're not gonna say anything.
They ain't gonna say a word.
Mm-mm.
No matter what they know, they're not gonna open their mouths.
Yeah, because that's like the internet coming for Lauren London. Lauren
Yeah.
is not going to say anything until unless she's subpoenaed.
If y'all subpoena her and make her come, then she don't have a choice. But other
Right.
than that, she not going. Usher's not going to say nothing. They're not coming out like that.
No.
Girl, what if you woke up Monday and Trump is put and said we're pardoning Sean John Combs? Put a halt to it right now. He's free man. Let him go. That would be crazy.
Yeah.
That would be so. But look, your boy Donald, you know what he's liable to do. Ain't no telling what he is liable to do.
He'll
Just,
do whatever he want to do because he can just do that. So,
just because he can.
hmm
That's crazy. All right,
so that's
Harlan.
possible too.
That is possible. Like, shoot, he got a couple of hopeful things going on for him. His defense, his team is trying to get a mistrial, and he got your boy Donald Trump in the background thinking about it. He might not.
Hmm
Well, mhm. Anyway, Harlem, thank you for being here so faithfully. I appreciate you. If you
Sure, no problem.
me, send it right on Tuesday. Since we're an hour behind, they start about 9 o'clock. Court.
Yeah, yeah. Usually about by 9:30 they've started.
I'm
So
gonna be
usually
on.
between then.
Yep, I'm gonna be on all day Tuesday, um, and just giving y'all what I can give you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. If you have anything to send me, we need to look at. Let me know. If I find
Okay.
anything, I'll share it with you as well, so that we can talk about it. But other than that, I hope you have a good night.
All
Um,
right. You too.
and we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. And